Ladies and gentlemen, time is the most precious thing we have. Once it passes, we can never get it back. Yet, so many of us waste it on things that do not matter. Today, I want to share 9 life lessons that can help you stop wasting time and start working hard on what truly matters. Focus on what you can control. Life is filled with circumstances beyond your influence. People act in ways you cannot predict. Events happen without warning, and the world often moves in ways that seem unfair or chaotic. Yet, most of our frustration, worry, and wasted energy come from trying to control what we cannot. The moment you understand this, you begin to free yourself. The only true power lies in controlling your own thoughts, actions, and decisions. You cannot force someone to change their mind, but you can decide how to respond to them. You cannot stop unexpected events, but you can choose how to prepare and act in response. You cannot control the outcome of every situation, but you can control your effort, your diligence, and your mindset. When you focus on what is within your control, you reduce unnecessary stress and focus your energy where it matters. Every moment spent trying to change the uncontrollable is a moment wasted. Every second spent complaining about others or blaming circumstances takes away from the time you could have spent improving yourself or taking meaningful action. The more you recognize what is in your power, the more you can act decisively. When faced with a problem, instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I do about this?" Shift the energy from frustration to action, from resentment to productivity. Your attitude, your effort, your choices, these are yours alone. No one can take them from you, and no one can make them for you. When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice: to let circumstances dictate your mood and actions, or to focus on what you can control. You cannot control the weather, the traffic, the decisions of others, or sudden events that disrupt your plans, but you can control your response, your preparation, and your mindset. If you master this skill, you no longer feel like a victim of life. You feel like an agent of your own actions, free to make each moment count within your sphere of influence. Focusing on what you can control also helps you prioritize. Instead of scattering your energy on things that have no impact, you invest your time in improving yourself, in building skills, in nurturing relationships, and in pursuing goals. You develop a clearer mind, a steady heart, and a resilient spirit. You learn to let go of anger, resentment, and worry about external events, understanding that they serve no purpose and only drain your energy. You stop waiting for conditions to be perfect, for others to act a certain way, or for luck to favor you, and you begin to act in the areas where you have real power. This approach builds confidence, because every effort you make produces results that are within your control. You start measuring success not by external approval or outcomes, which are uncertain, but by the quality of your effort and the integrity of your actions, which are entirely yours. When difficulties arise, you no longer panic at the chaos around you, because you know that what matters is your response. You do not waste time on worry, but focus on planning, acting, and adjusting as needed. This focus on what you can control becomes a habit, shaping your entire life. It transforms challenges into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and criticism into a tool for improvement. Over time, you begin to see that much of what once caused anxiety, anger, or frustration was never under your control in the first place. You begin to live with clarity, purpose, and efficiency. You are not distracted by things you cannot change, and you invest every ounce of your energy into actions that genuinely matter. You develop patience, because you understand the limits of your influence, and perseverance, because you work diligently on the things you can impact. Every day becomes an opportunity to practice this skill, to focus on your own effort, your choices, and your mindset, instead of chasing illusions of control over the outside world. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to let go of what you cannot control and dedicate yourself fully to what you can, creating a life that is resilient, disciplined, and meaningful, where wasted time and energy are replaced by deliberate action and mindful focus. Accept reality as it is. Life does not bend to our desires, and the world does not conform to our expectations. Events happen that we cannot predict, situations unfold that seem unfair, and people act in ways that frustrate or disappoint us. The first step to living wisely is understanding that resisting reality Wishing it were different, or complaining about it wastes time and energy. Accepting reality does not mean giving up or being passive. It means seeing things clearly for what they are, without distortion, and then choosing the best way to act within those circumstances. When you fight what is outside your control, you create unnecessary suffering. You become angry, frustrated, anxious, or disappointed, and you lose the ability to think clearly or take effective action. Acceptance allows you to see things as they truly are, without the fog of wishful thinking, denial, or regret. By facing the truth, you gain clarity. You understand the situation, the challenges it presents, and the resources you have to deal with it. You can then make decisions based on reality, rather than illusion. When difficulties arise, instead of wishing they had not happened or blaming others, you can ask yourself, what is happening, and how can I respond wisely? This question shifts your mind from resistance to action, from frustration to problem solving. Accepting reality also builds resilience. Life will always contain hardship, setbacks, and disappointment. If you are constantly shocked or outraged by the way things are, you will be unprepared for challenges. Acceptance trains your mind to remain steady in adversity. It allows you to move forward with composure, even when things are difficult or uncertain. Moreover, accepting reality does not mean ignoring your goals or ambitions. It means understanding the current situation clearly so that you can act effectively. It allows you to see where you can make a difference and where your energy would be wasted. You begin to act where action matters, rather than wasting effort on what cannot change. This approach also reduces regret and wasted thought. Many people spend time wishing things were different, replaying events in their minds, or imagining how they should have acted. Acceptance frees you from this endless loop, allowing you to focus on the present moment and what you can do right now. It teaches patience, because you understand that not everything will happen on your timetable. Things unfold according to their own rhythm, and forcing them or resenting their pace only creates frustration. Acceptance also improves relationships. When you see others as they are, rather than as you wish them to be, you reduce conflict and disappointment. You can interact with people realistically, respond wisely, and avoid the trap of expecting them to meet your desires or standards. Accepting reality does not mean avoiding responsibility or ignoring injustice. It means acknowledging the world as it is, then acting within it with wisdom, courage, and integrity. You focus on what can be influenced and let go of what cannot, which is the most efficient way to live. When you accept reality, you stop wasting time on denial, resistance, or fantasy. You conserve your energy for meaningful action, deliberate thought, and steady progress. You become more adaptable, able to adjust to changing circumstances without panic or despair. Life becomes less frustrating because your mind is aligned with the way the world actually works, not the way you wish it worked. You gain freedom because you are no longer a prisoner of your desires, expectations, or disappointments. You begin to see opportunities in challenges, lessons in difficulties, and clarity in chaos. Accepting reality trains your mind to remain calm under pressure, decisive in uncertainty, and resilient in adversity. Every situation, no matter how difficult, becomes a chance to practice clarity, courage, and wise action, rather than wasting time resisting the way things are. Do not fear hard work. Life is not given freely, and success is not handed to anyone without effort. Many people avoid challenges because they seem difficult or uncomfortable. They look for shortcuts, for easier paths, for ways to gain results without paying the price. But growth, achievement, and mastery are forged through consistent effort and dedication. Hard work is not something to dread. It is the tool through which you shape your life. Every skill you develop, every goal you reach, every obstacle you overcome is the result of effort applied over time. Those who shy away from labor often find themselves frustrated, unfulfilled, and powerless, while those who embrace work build strength, resilience, and confidence. Hard work teaches discipline. When you commit to putting in effort, day after day, you train your mind to stay focused, your body to endure, and your spirit to persist. Discipline is not a gift, it is a habit built through repeated practice. By engaging fully with the tasks before you, no matter how small or repetitive, you strengthen the part of yourself that can achieve even greater things. Hard work also develops patience. Results are rarely immediate, and mastery never comes overnight. Learning to work steadily, without expectation of instant reward, cultivates patience, teaching you that real progress is gradual. Each day of effort compounds, even if it feels invisible at the moment. By embracing work, you also confront fear. Fear of failure, fear of discomfort, fear of exhaustion. All of these can hold you back. But the more you act, the more you realize that fear is only a feeling, not a barrier. Every challenge you face and every task you complete reduces the power of fear over your mind. Hard work is also a path to freedom. When you dedicate yourself to improving your skills, knowledge, and abilities, you create options for your life. You are no longer at the mercy of chance or dependent on others for your success. You gain self-reliance because you know that your effort is always within your power. There is dignity in labor. When you work hard, you honor your potential, your values, and your time. Avoiding effort diminishes life. Embracing it enriches every moment. Work, even when it is difficult, gives your life purpose, structure, and meaning. Hard work is not limited to physical labor. It includes mental effort, emotional discipline, and consistent practice in all areas of life. Studying, planning, reflecting, and learning are forms of work that build the mind and character, just as physical labor builds the body. When you combine effort in every area, your progress becomes holistic, and your life grows stronger in every dimension. Work also reveals your character. When faced with demanding tasks, when circumstances are harsh, or when results are slow, your persistence shows who you are. Laziness and avoidance are temporary pleasures, but consistent effort demonstrates courage, responsibility, and integrity. Life will present challenges, setbacks, and obstacles, and avoiding hard work will never protect you from them. Facing difficulty directly, applying yourself fully, and enduring discomfort are the ways to prepare for the unpredictability of life. Those who practice hard work daily develop endurance, confidence, and resilience, making every subsequent challenge easier to face. By embracing effort, you stop wasting time on complaints, excuses, or distractions. You channel your energy into what produces real results, what strengthens your mind and body, and what builds the life you desire. Work becomes a habit, a natural response to the demands of life, and a tool for self-improvement, achievement, and fulfillment. Hard work is not punishment. It is a necessary part of living fully, shaping your life with intention and purpose, and ensuring that you do not squander the time, talent, and opportunity you have been given. Guard your mind. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, yet it is also the most easily disturbed. Thoughts arise constantly, some helpful, some harmful, and many unnecessary. If you allow negative, distracting, or unproductive thoughts to take hold, they can shape your actions, decisions, and entire life. A mind that is uncontrolled becomes restless, anxious, and weak. Guarding your mind means paying attention to what you allow yourself to think, what you focus on, and what you believe. It means refusing to dwell on things that serve no purpose and training your thoughts to stay aligned with what is true, useful, and necessary. Every day, your mind faces countless distractions, rumors, gossip, comparisons, fear, regret, and desire. If you do not guard it, these distractions take over, and you begin acting on impulses rather than reason. Guarding your mind requires discipline. It requires noticing when thoughts are harmful or unproductive, and consciously choosing not to follow them. When anger arises, you can pause instead of reacting. When fear arises, you can examine it instead of letting it control you. When doubt arises, you can focus on evidence and reason instead of giving in to panic. Guarding your mind also means limiting unnecessary inputs. Avoid spending time on things that pollute your thoughts or waste your energy. Excessive worry about others' opinions, endless scrolling through distractions, or dwelling on events you cannot change weakens your mind and diverts your focus from what matters. A guarded mind prioritizes what is meaningful and productive. It focuses on your work, your values, your goals, and your actions. It recognizes that time spent on useless thoughts is time lost forever, and it uses mental energy wisely. Guarding your mind also strengthens your emotional resilience. When your thoughts are disciplined, you are less likely to be shaken by setbacks, criticism, or challenges. You observe events calmly, interpret them clearly, and respond intentionally. You do not allow every difficulty to trigger anger, fear, or despair. because your mind is prepared and strong. Training the mind to remain calm and focused is a lifelong process. It requires repeated practice and conscious effort. Each time you notice a harmful thought and redirect it, you build mental strength. Each time you choose clarity over distraction, you reinforce the habit of control. Guarding your mind does not mean avoiding feelings or pretending challenges do not exist. It means observing them without being dominated by them, understanding that your response is always within your power. You can feel disappointment without letting it paralyze you, and you can experience desire without allowing it to control your choices. A guarded mind also improves decision-making. When your thoughts are clear and undistracted, you see situations as they are, not as you fear or wish them to be. You make choices based on reason, evidence, and principle rather than impulse, emotion, or habit. Your actions become deliberate, your life becomes more productive, and your time is spent on what truly matters. Guarding your mind also protects your freedom. When you allow external events, opinions, or emotions to control your thoughts, you are enslaved to them. A disciplined mind, however, remains free because it decides its own focus, beliefs, and reactions. Each day, practice noticing your thoughts, challenging what is harmful or unnecessary, and focusing on what serves your purpose. Protecting your mind ensures that you live with clarity, integrity, and intention, allowing you to act in alignment with your values and goals, rather than being swept away by distraction, fear, or unnecessary emotion. A mind that is guarded and disciplined is a mind that works for you, not against you. It preserves your energy, strengthens your character, and allows you to face life's challenges with composure, insight, and purpose. Stop postponing life. Too many people wait for the perfect moment to act, believing that circumstances must be just right, that conditions must be perfect, or that they must feel ready before they begin. Yet, life is unpredictable, and perfection rarely exists. Waiting consumes time, energy, and opportunity, leaving people stuck in a state of inaction while the world moves on. The truth is that the only moment you truly have is the present. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. Every delay, every hesitation, is time that cannot be recovered. By postponing life, you trade your most valuable resource, time, for illusions of readiness or comfort. Action is what turns thought into reality. You may feel unprepared, but every step you take, no matter how small, prepares you more than waiting ever could. By beginning now, you gain experience, insight, and momentum. Waiting, on the other hand, only increases fear, doubt, and hesitation. Life unfolds regardless of your readiness. Opportunities do not wait for perfection, and circumstances often change without warning. The person who acts today grows, learns, and moves closer to their goals, while the person who waits may find that the moment they were waiting for never arrives. Postponing life also diminishes courage. Every time you delay, you train yourself to avoid discomfort and responsibility. You convince yourself that you need more time, more resources, more preparation. But this habit weakens your resolve. Taking action, even imperfectly, strengthens courage and builds confidence. It proves to yourself that you can face challenges and handle uncertainty. Waiting fosters regret. When days, months, or years pass without action, you may look back and realize how much time has been lost. Regret is a heavy burden because it cannot be undone, unlike mistakes that can be learned from and corrected. Acting now, however, ensures that you are moving forward, accumulating experience, and shaping your life intentionally. Postponing life also leads to distraction. While waiting, it is easy to fill the time with trivial tasks, mindless entertainment, or other people's expectations. These distractions create the illusion of busyness, while your real goals remain untouched. By acting immediately, you prioritize what matters and align your energy with your purpose. Starting now also cultivates resilience. Life is rarely easy, and preparation never eliminates difficulty. The sooner you begin, the sooner you learn how to navigate challenges, adapt to setbacks, and develop the persistence needed for long-term success. Waiting often means facing these challenges later with less experience and less confidence. The act of starting, regardless of circumstances, brings clarity. Once you engage with the task or goal before you, you see what is required, what obstacles exist, and what adjustments are necessary. Waiting leaves you uncertain and anxious, while action provides knowledge and progress. Life is not a rehearsal. Each day passes, and each opportunity lost is gone forever. There is no guarantee that circumstances will improve or that time will become more favorable. By acting today, you seize control of your life, rather than surrendering it to the endless waiting for someday. Postponing life creates a false sense of safety. People often think they need more preparation, more resources, or more certainty. In reality, true readiness comes through action itself. You prepare by doing, learning, and adjusting as you go. Each step forward builds skill, confidence, and understanding in ways that waiting cannot. When you stop postponing life, you stop giving power to fear, doubt, and distraction. You begin to act deliberately, consistently, and courageously, using your time wisely and shaping your life with intention, rather than leaving it to chance, circumstance, or hesitation. Value simplicity. Life is full of distractions, complications, and unnecessary desires that cloud your mind and waste your energy. Many people fill their days chasing things that bring little real benefit: status, material possessions, fleeting pleasures, or approval from others. These distractions take time away from what truly matters and leave the mind restless, the heart unsatisfied, and life fragmented. Simplicity is not about denying comfort or ambition. It is about prioritizing what is essential and meaningful. When you simplify, you remove the clutter, both external and internal, that slows your progress and confuses your purpose. Every extra possession, unnecessary obligation, or distracting thought consumes energy, divides attention, and increases stress. By reducing what is non-essential, you focus on the things that genuinely improve your life: your health, your work, your relationships, your character, and your growth. Valuing simplicity helps you focus on quality over quantity. It teaches you to choose carefully what you allow into your life, whether it is objects, activities, or ideas. You learn to say no to distractions, unnecessary commitments, and unhealthy habits, which frees your time and energy for what is important. Simplicity also brings clarity. When your life is not overloaded with excess, your mind can see more clearly. You can make decisions more easily, understand your goals more deeply, and act with purpose. Complexity and clutter create confusion, indecision, and wasted effort, while simplicity brings order, focus, and efficiency. Valuing simplicity cultivates contentment. When you focus on what you truly need, rather than chasing every desire or comparing yourself to others, you reduce dissatisfaction and anxiety. You begin to appreciate what you have and act with gratitude, rather than restlessness. Simplicity also strengthens discipline. To live simply, you must resist impulses, delay gratification, and make conscious choices. This practice builds self-control, patience, and resilience. You learn to act deliberately, rather than being pulled by every passing desire or distraction. Simplicity improves relationships. When your life is not overcrowded with trivial matters, you have more time, attention, and energy for the people who matter. You can listen better, care more deeply, and connect more meaningfully. Distractions, obligations, and excess often prevent us from giving our full presence to others. A simple life allows genuine presence. Valuing simplicity also reduces stress and anxiety. Many worries come from trying to maintain too much, juggling too many tasks, or constantly striving for more than you need. By focusing on essentials, you reduce pressure on your mind and body. You gain the freedom to move deliberately and act efficiently. Simplicity fosters growth. When life is simplified, you have the space to learn, reflect, and improve. Excess clutter, mental, physical, or emotional, leaves little room for development. By clearing away what is unnecessary, you make room for what nurtures your skills, wisdom, and character. Choosing simplicity is a daily practice. It requires awareness, conscious decisions, and ongoing evaluation of what adds value and what does not. It demands courage to let go of habits, possessions, or desires that seem important but distract from your real purpose. When you embrace simplicity, you create a life that is more manageable, focused, and intentional. You spend your time wisely, channel your energy effectively, and live in alignment with your values. You learn to distinguish between what is essential and what is superfluous, between what nourishes your life and what drains it. By valuing simplicity, you reduce distraction, increase clarity, and create the conditions to act purposefully, live deliberately, and dedicate yourself fully to what truly matters. Allowing your time, energy, and attention to serve your growth, your work, your relationships, and your goals. Value simplicity. Life is full of distractions, complications, and unnecessary desires that cloud your mind and waste your energy. Many people fill their days chasing things that bring little real benefit: status, material possessions, fleeting pleasures, or approval from others. These distractions take time away from what truly matters and leave the mind restless, the heart unsatisfied, and life fragmented. Simplicity is not about denying comfort or ambition. It is about prioritizing what is essential and meaningful. When you simplify, you remove the clutter, both external and internal, that slows your progress and confuses your purpose. Every extra possession, unnecessary obligation, or distracting thought consumes energy, divides attention, and increases stress. By reducing what is non-essential, you focus on the things that genuinely improve your life, your health, your work, your relationships, your character, and your growth. Valuing simplicity helps you focus on quality over quantity. It teaches you to choose carefully what you allow into your life, whether it is objects, activities, or ideas. You learn to say no to distractions, unnecessary commitments, and unhealthy habits, which frees your time and energy for what is important. Simplicity also brings clarity. When your life is not overloaded with excess, your mind can see more clearly. You can make decisions more easily, understand your goals more deeply, and act with purpose. Complexity and clutter create confusion, indecision, and wasted effort, while simplicity brings order, focus, and efficiency. Valuing simplicity cultivates contentment. When you focus on what you truly need rather than chasing every desire or comparing yourself to others, you reduce dissatisfaction and anxiety. You begin to appreciate what you have and act with gratitude rather than restlessness. Simplicity also strengthens discipline. To live simply, you must resist impulses, delay gratification, and make conscious choices. This practice builds self-control, patience, and resilience. You learn to act deliberately, rather than being pulled by every passing desire or distraction. Simplicity improves relationships. When your life is not overcrowded with trivial matters, you have more time, attention, and energy for the people who matter. You can listen better, care more deeply, and connect more meaningfully. Distractions, obligations, and excess often prevent us from giving our full presence to others. A simple life allows genuine presence. Valuing simplicity also reduces stress and anxiety. Many worries come from trying to maintain too much, juggling too many tasks, or constantly striving for more than you need. By focusing on essentials, you reduce pressure on your mind and body. You gain the freedom to move deliberately and act efficiently. Simplicity fosters growth. When life is simplified, you have the space to learn, reflect, and improve. Excess clutter, mental, physical, or emotional, leaves little room for development. By clearing away what is unnecessary, you make room for what nurtures your skills, wisdom, and character. Choosing simplicity is a daily practice. It requires awareness, conscious decisions, and ongoing evaluation of what adds value and what does not. It demands courage to let go of habits, possessions, or desires that seem important but distract from your real purpose. When you embrace simplicity, you create a life that is more manageable, focused, and intentional. You spend your time wisely, channel your energy effectively, and live in alignment with your values. You learn to distinguish between what is essential and what is superfluous, between what nourishes your life and what drains it. By valuing simplicity, you reduce distraction, increase clarity, and create the conditions to act purposefully, live deliberately, and dedicate yourself fully to what truly matters, allowing your time, energy, and attention to serve your growth, your work, your relationships, and your goals. Value simplicity. Life is full of distractions, complications, and unnecessary desires that cloud your mind and waste your energy. Many people fill their days chasing things that bring little real benefit: status, material possessions, fleeting pleasures, or approval from others. These distractions take time away from what truly matters and leave the mind restless, the heart unsatisfied, and life fragmented. Simplicity is not about denying comfort or ambition. It is about prioritizing what is essential and meaningful. When you simplify, you remove the clutter, both external and internal, that slows your progress and confuses your purpose. Every extra possession, unnecessary obligation, or distracting thought consumes energy, divides attention, and increases stress. By reducing what is non-essential, you focus on the things that genuinely improve your life, your health, your work, your relationships, your character, and your growth. Valuing simplicity helps you focus on quality over quantity. It teaches you to choose carefully what you allow into your life. Whether it is objects, activities, or ideas, you learn to say no to distractions, unnecessary commitments, and unhealthy habits, which frees your time and energy for what is important. Simplicity also brings clarity. When your life is not overloaded with excess, your mind can see more clearly. You can make decisions more easily, understand your goals more deeply, and act with purpose. Complexity and clutter create confusion, indecision, and wasted effort, while simplicity brings order, focus, and efficiency. Valuing simplicity cultivates contentment. When you focus on what you truly need rather than chasing every desire or comparing yourself to others, you reduce dissatisfaction and anxiety. You begin to appreciate what you have and act with gratitude rather than restlessness. Simplicity also strengthens discipline. To live simply, you must resist impulses, delay gratification, and make conscious choices. This practice builds self-control, patience, and resilience. You learn to act deliberately, rather than being pulled by every passing desire or distraction. Simplicity improves relationships. When your life is not overcrowded with trivial matters, you have more time, attention, and energy for the people who matter. You can listen better, care more deeply, and connect more meaningfully. Distractions, obligations, and excess often prevent us from giving our full presence to others. A simple life allows genuine presence. Valuing simplicity also reduces stress and anxiety. Many worries come from trying to maintain too much, juggling too many tasks, or constantly striving for more than you need. By focusing on essentials, you reduce pressure on your mind and body. You gain the freedom to move deliberately and act efficiently. Simplicity fosters growth. When life is simplified, you have the space to learn, reflect, and improve. Excess clutter, mental, physical, or emotional, leaves little room for development. By clearing away what is unnecessary, you make room for what nurtures your skills, wisdom, and character. Choosing simplicity is a daily practice. It requires awareness, conscious decisions, and ongoing evaluation of what adds value and what does not. It demands courage to let go of habits, possessions, or desires that seem important but distract from your real purpose. When you embrace simplicity, you create a life that is more manageable, focused, and intentional. You spend your time wisely, channel your energy effectively, and live in alignment with your values. You learn to distinguish between what is essential and what is superfluous, between what nourishes your life and what drains it. By valuing simplicity, you reduce distraction, increase clarity, and create the conditions to act purposefully, live deliberately, and dedicate yourself fully to what truly matters, allowing your time, energy, and attention to serve your growth, your work, your relationships, and your goals. Learn from mistakes. Mistakes are an inevitable part of life. Every person will face errors, failures, and wrong choices. The difference between someone who grows and someone who stagnates is how they respond to these mistakes. Many people react with frustration, shame, or denial, wasting energy on regret or excuses. Others avoid risk entirely, afraid of failure, and in doing so, they avoid learning and progress. Learning from mistakes requires a clear mind and honest reflection. It begins with accepting that errors are natural and do not define your worth. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, focus on understanding why it happened, what you could have done differently, and how to act better in the future. Mistakes are feedback, not punishment. Each one teaches a lesson that cannot be learned without experience. The sooner you face your mistakes with honesty, the sooner you can extract wisdom from them. Reflection is key. When a mistake occurs, take time to analyze it calmly. Identify the choices, assumptions, or actions that led to the result. Avoid blaming others or circumstances unnecessarily. By focusing on your own role and response, you gain control and understanding. Mistakes also build resilience. Facing errors and learning from them strengthens your ability to endure challenges. You begin to see failure not as a threat, but as a teacher. Each lesson learned equips you to handle future difficulties with more skill, patience, and composure. Learning from mistakes prevents repetition. If you ignore lessons or refuse to acknowledge errors, you are likely to repeat them. Reflection and analysis create a path toward improvement, allowing you to act differently when similar situations arise. Mistakes reveal weaknesses, both in skills and character. By recognizing these areas, you gain the opportunity to grow. Every failure highlights a point where preparation, judgment, or discipline can be strengthened. Ignoring mistakes leaves these weaknesses hidden and leaves you vulnerable to repeated failure. Accepting responsibility is central to learning. Mistakes are not occasions to blame others or circumstances. They are opportunities to take ownership, improve your approach, and make wiser choices. This builds character, integrity, and self-trust. Learning from mistakes also encourages humility. No one is perfect, and errors are reminders that growth is ongoing. Humility allows you to remain open to feedback, to listen, and to adjust, rather than clinging to pride or stubbornness. Mistakes can also inspire creativity. When a method fails, you are forced to think differently, to innovate, and to find solutions that you would not have considered otherwise. Failure often opens doors to new understanding and new paths. Mistakes teach patience as well. Progress is rarely smooth or immediate. By encountering errors, you learn to endure setbacks without despair, to adjust your pace, and to continue moving forward steadily. Learning from mistakes strengthens judgment. Each failure provides data for better decisions in the future. You learn what works, what does not, and what strategies are most effective. Your experience becomes a guide for wiser action. Mistakes remind you of the value of effort and preparation. Often, errors occur because of inattention, insufficient practice, or rushed choices. By recognizing this, you understand the importance of diligence and careful preparation in every endeavor. Learning from mistakes is a lifelong practice. Each day presents opportunities to try, fail, and improve. By facing these opportunities courageously, analyzing them honestly, and applying what you learn, you turn failure into progress. You transform errors into tools for growth, making each experience, no matter how difficult, a step toward wisdom, skill, and mastery, and ensuring that your time, energy, and effort are spent improving yourself, rather than being wasted on repeated errors, frustration, or regret. Remember that life is short. Time is limited, and each day that passes is a day you can never get back. Many people live as if they have unlimited time, delaying important actions, ignoring responsibilities, and chasing trivial or fleeting pleasures. They forget that life is not endless and that every moment is an opportunity that will not return. Understanding the brevity of life should inspire urgency, focus, and purpose. When you keep in mind that your time is finite, you are less likely to waste it on distractions, complaints, or things that do not matter. You begin to act deliberately, prioritizing what truly improves your life and strengthens your character. Life is measured not by years alone, but by meaningful use of those years. The value of time comes from what you do with it, not simply from having it. Each moment spent idle, distracted, or complaining is a moment lost forever. Awareness of life's shortness encourages discipline. You begin to plan carefully, organize your efforts, and act with intention, knowing that time is a resource you cannot replenish. This awareness also fosters courage. Many people hesitate to take risks, speak their truth, or pursue their goals because they imagine there is always tomorrow. But tomorrow is uncertain, and hesitation often leads to missed opportunities. Recognizing the brevity of life motivates you to act boldly, make decisions confidently, and live with purpose. Life's shortness teaches focus. There are countless possible paths, distractions, and desires, but only limited time to pursue them. You learn to prioritize, to distinguish what is essential from what is superficial, and to dedicate your energy to actions that have real value. Understanding that life is short also deepens appreciation. When you know time is limited, you notice the beauty in everyday moments, the value of relationships, and the significance of effort. Gratitude becomes natural because you recognize the rarity and fragility of life. Awareness of life's brevity also inspires responsibility. You realize that wasting time is not just a personal loss, it is a loss of potential, opportunity, and contribution. Every moment becomes a chance to improve, create, or help, and every wasted moment is a lost chance to live meaningfully. Life's shortness encourages reflection. You ask yourself whether your actions align with your values, whether your effort is consistent, and whether you are living intentionally rather than drifting passively. You begin to examine your habits, thoughts, and choices, understanding that time spent on the wrong path cannot be recovered. This awareness strengthens resilience. Challenges, setbacks, and disappointments take on a new perspective when you understand that life is brief. Temporary obstacles seem smaller in comparison to the limited time you have to pursue what matters. Life's brevity also highlights the importance of preparation and foresight. You plan and act with awareness that opportunities may be limited, that circumstances can change, and that delaying important actions risks losing them forever. Remembering life's shortness enhances focus on personal growth. Every day becomes a chance to learn, improve, and refine your character. Every mistake, effort, or challenge is an opportunity to develop skills, wisdom, and resilience that will serve you for the time you have. It also motivates consistency. Knowing that life is finite, you understand that sporadic effort yields little. Steady, deliberate action over time creates meaningful results, while procrastination and distraction squander the rare resource of time. Life's shortness encourages clarity of purpose. You ask yourself what is truly important, what goals matter most, and where your energy is best spent. Trivial concerns fade, and the essentials, health, effort, relationships, learning, and integrity become central. By remembering that life is short, you cultivate urgency without panic, focus without obsession, and action without hesitation. You invest your energy in what is meaningful, act with purpose in each moment, and treat every day as a precious opportunity to live fully, grow continuously, and make the most of the limited time you have been given, ensuring that your actions, choices, and efforts leave value and impact rather than regret or wasted potential.